Well, today we're going to do something a little bit different on my channel. We're not hunting or fishing. We're not doing any little homesteading, although it might look like it pertains to that. It doesn't. You guys enjoyed the John boat build that I done. I got a lot of comments, a lot of views, and I appreciate that. You guys are amazing. I appreciate the support. So we're going to kind of keep on that path of remodeling and repurposing things. So today we're going to help out my wife with her side gig of crafting, and she takes her stuff and packs up every Friday, goes to the farmer's market, sells her stuff, and then comes back, has to unpack everything. So I'm going to repurpose this horse trailer for her like a mobile craft booth, so she could just leave everything packed up and haul it to her farmer's market. It's already there, set it up, and it's done. No loading and unloading, and it's going to look pretty sweet having a horse trailer. Like, I've seen a lot of coffee bars and mobile bars put into a horse trailer, but I've yet to see a craft booth. So we're going to do it here. Let's dive into this project. I want to show you guys what I want to do with this. So here's our trailer that we picked up in Springfield, Missouri from a nice couple. Found them on Marketplace. It was hard to find a trailer that actually had a title, so, and that would get us home. Good tires and a title was two things I was looking for. A little bit of a project because we are going to cut into this and redo quite a bit of stuff, so I wasn't too worried about the shape, but I did want it to have a title and decent tires to get me home. What we're going to do is, this is going to be the facing side of her booth, so I'm going to come in and I am going to cut these windows down a little more. There's probably going to be some barn wood coming from the fenders up, and I'm going to do the same with the doors here. There's rust on the bottom. You can see a few holes there. Whole bottom's rusted out on this side. Whole thing's going to get a paint job. Still back and forth on what paint scheme we're going to do. Trailer's not in bad shape. That window is going to have to be redone. I wouldn't mind it being like a tinted black or something. I don't even know if these work. Well, they do. Look at that. Oh, that's a plus. Both of them work. Yeah, look at that. This door here, my plan is going to be to just have some of her product staged in here, and then we'll probably chalkboard that, and she can write things on that side. So maybe might just say welcome. It might have a special for the day. I'm not sure what she's going to want to put there, but we are going to have this cut down, and then we're going to do the slats of barn wood. Sheep think they're getting fed. The inside is not in bad shape. Still got the divider, which I got to get out of here. Floors are fine. We are going to put a different floor in here, some planking, and the sides. This side is going to be the side that we are going to be greeting our customers at. So this side here will probably have the backdrop of barn wood and things like that in here. So top part would be a good spot for her to store some other products. Can open that window if we need. I'm gonna get a fan for the summer because it probably will get hot in here. You can see it just needs a little bit of TLC. But overall, this trailer's not bad. It's just gonna take a little bit of prep before we do things. So right now I'm just trying to find a way to cut some windows actually level, so I can get this down onto this level without it looking cockeyed or anything. I don't really have anything to go off of to make sure that the trailer's sitting level, so I kind of eyeballed it. It looks level from where I'm standing. The fender is bent a little, so I can't use that. This top right here is actually warped a little bit, So the only thing I can think of to measure off of would be the top of this window, in which I put the level on. And as you can see, I mean, we're very close. So my theory is, if I can't figure out level exactly, as long as I keep this window looking square. So if I take the same measurement down here, same measurement here, we are going to get a square looking window. All right, so this is kind of the setup that I have planned. I got 24 inches on the window, and I'm gonna unbolt this now, but I wanted to draw all the lines on this metal. But this metal and the plywood behind it's gonna come off. I'll come cut this here, get rid of this, and I'll cut these on both ends. And then this is pretty much just gonna drop down to this level. But I think this whole sheet will be easier to pull out and then cut on a flat surface somewhere else, rather than trying to cut all the way across. So just like my John boat build, I'm not going to show every little step that I do. That would make hours of a video. So I'm just kind of going to flow through it, probably put a little music over it or something, so it's not quite boring. But the more important steps I'm going to take on this build, I'll definitely showcase. But we're just going to keep on moving on with this build. Just a little bit better look of what we're going to have. I'm not going to bolt it all together yet. I'm going to come in and start welding on this, and I'll probably tack welds in places where if I need to take it off, I can actually get a grinder to it and get it off there as well. But I don't want to go ahead and start bolting everything because I want to put barn wood on the inside, and there will be some extra bolts and stuff go through. Right now, that kind of will give you the gist of what I'm working with here, what we're trying to get to. Day one of our horse trailer repurpose into my wife's craft booth, and we've gotten pretty far. I went ahead and cut out that metal, extended the window down, so now she's got a bigger opening. And I had planned on the barnwood window cover that I'm going to put in here to flip up and kind of act as an awning, but she wants one to flip this way and that way to hold her product. So that's what she wants. That's what we're going to do for her. But in order to do that, if I put the hinges here, that window would not open all the way. So I had to weld in, add a section of metal so that way the hinges will sit farther over and that window can open farther out. I think that'd be a pretty awesome concept. Day one of the project, and we're already changing it, but that's okay. I'm sure to change more throughout this process. Got all the trim taken off, lights, and got that plexiglass off there, that green plexiglass. We're going to put some clear with it. Tomorrow we're going to get in on putting this barnwood. I love that saw look on it. That's what we're going to trim out a little countertop and stuff here for the front side. We got that center divider out. That thing is heavy, so I'm glad to get that weight out of there because we are going to be putting quite a bit more weight back in it. I'm not worried about weight with it being a stock trailer, but you know, anything that we can take out to keep it for hauling purposes a little lighter, that'll be okay. We're also going to work on these doors tomorrow, so stay tuned. Let's see what happens with this project, and we'll keep on working. Get back at it tomorrow. All right, day two, and here's what we got done. We took the steel off of the back doors, and there's a little track in here that we're going to put a 1x in and stack them up across there, so we'll stain that gray and have a nice weathered wood look on the back there. I think that'll look pretty nice. And then here's the fun part of the project. This is barnwood from a barn that was built in 1907, and I had about 3 days to tear it down when the landowner said he was wanting to get rid of it. He said I had 3 days before it was bulldozed in a pile, so that was 6 years ago. I still have some left, and that's what we're going to be using for this project. But I love the look of this. I love where you can see where they use some hand tools to make things work back in the day, and love the saw marks on this barnwood. So great start to the project, and pretty happy with how it's coming along. All right, so yesterday we took everything back off, the wood we had installed and everything, and power sprayed this. We're getting it ready to sand. That's what we're gonna do today, is start sanding. But I noticed that inside the trailer it had been painted gold and it was flaking off really easy. So when I had the power sprayer, I went inside of here, and now this whole thing was gold, and I saved myself a lot of time power spraying, and I knocked out all of that gold pretty much. Like I would have had to sand all that, and instead using that power sprayer and it flaking off, I mean, it cleaned everything pretty well in here. So saved me a lot of time doing that. I'm pretty excited about it, and we're just going to get to sanding and keep on moving with this project. Well, we're a week in on this horse trailer project. We've been spraying, sanding, and then spraying this rust reformer spray paint on here that kind of acts as a primer, and then we're gonna hopefully roll it tomorrow. It's the weekend, I have all day, so I'm gonna try to put the paint on it tomorrow and roll it. I'm just getting a few welds done. As you can see, I've just welded in the little cross member there. It was like uneven in the windows there. For some reason it was like 2 foot off the front, so I just brought it in line up with the original that come up. It kind of makes it look a little nicer. But the door, the little lower storage door on the front, it's got some hinge problems, so we're gonna go weld it. So if you saw me jump when I pulled that out, that's because I thought that right there was a snake. Scared me to death. All right, we're gonna try to paint the trailer today. Of course, the dad plan, we got maybe a little bit of rain coming. It's been kind of off and on. as I've been sanding the top and trying to get everything primed and ready for paint. So I pulled it underneath our carport, shouldn't have any problem here. Might take a little bit longer dry time with the humidity, but I'm gonna start from the top, work down. I should get the whole thing done today. We'll see what happens, you never know. I'm gonna use the Rust-Oleum gloss white, paint the whole trailer white. It's the same type of paint I used on my John boat build, and I really like this kind of paint. Plus I can use the Rust-Oleum gloss white spray paint to get into some hard to reach places like those little latches and things like that I need to touch up with the white paint. So let's get to work. All right, that's the first coat of the horse trailer. We got white and black are going to be our two colors that we do. I still need to paint underneath it here, but when I remove the tires and wheels, that's when we'll do that painting. But first coat obviously needs a second, but today it has been raining out here. My kids still ride their bikes in the rain, but it's just been a misty, sprinkling day. So instead of wasting it, I definitely don't want to put another coat of paint while it's blowing this mist in here. But I don't want to waste the day because it's the weekend. So I'm working on the flooring in here. I had some cedar pickets left over from when we built our house. Actually, you can see them up there. We put all cedar pickets up there in this little carport. But I had some left over. And let's go check the floor out in here. All right, here's what we're working on for the floor, and we're just going to continue on up and finish this out. The 2x4s or 2x6s under here are pretty good structurally, so I didn't see a reason to replace it all. We're just going to cover it with a flooring of our choice, and since we already had these pickets, it was a cheap way to go to finishing up the trailer.
Hey guys, I'm super excited. We got some paint on the trailer, so now we just polished the board for the door, and now we're gonna install that. And then after that, all we gotta do is finish up the back wall, and then we're gonna put some barn wood for the back wall. So I'm pretty excited. It's looking amazing.
All right, guys, this trailer is coming along. I'm very excited to be able to show you guys what this has come from. It was a challenge for myself. Tomorrow we're taking it to the farmer's market. So today's kind of like a punch list day. It's crunch time. I got to get some trim around the window installed. I got to get some trailer lights on this thing so that way we can legally haul it to and from the farmer's market. And also going to put some shelves in on the barn wood that we installed. So phase one of this project is almost to a close. We're not done yet, but please like and subscribe because we got other videos coming up later on. I'm going to try to put battery to have a little electric conversion in here so she can run a fan and lights, things like that. And then also I am going to try to enclose this whole thing in with doors on the front and the back here. So we are going to have more uploads coming, but right now it's crunch time to get this done for the farmer's market tomorrow. So let's get to work. All right, guys, if you are having to paint a bunch of screw heads, here's a little tip. Get you a piece of foam, stick it in here. Thick cardboard will work too, but foam's really good. Push it in there, paint the tips up. And you can't even tell that those weren't black screws in the first place. So. Shelving is done, and we'll see after a few times of my wife using it, kind of if she wants to change anything or not. But those big thick slabs look good with that pipe shelving. I love that look with the barn wood. We got a bunch of bugs coming in on this light tonight. That ceiling's covered in bugs. So we're gonna come to a stopping point here and get ready for tomorrow for the big reveal. We're going to show you what this whole trailer looks like and go do a walkthrough. Well, thank you for watching our horse trailer conversion into a craft booth. We've taken it out about 5 or 6 times now to a couple events, and it's been amazing. It's saving us time on setup and breakdown. I think the last time we set up at the farmer's market, we timed it, and it's 6 minutes to take all of her stuff down and put it back in the trailer. So with my wife working a 40-hour week, she comes home, crafts in her free time, And then on the weekend, she's going to these events and setting up. So anytime we can save just a little bit of time throughout the week, that's what we were looking for. And that's what this horse trailer's helped us with. Having everything loaded up just in the front there. We've got it packed full of all of her stuff that she sells. And then a little bit on the inside, like some bigger tables, stuff like that. But it's all in there. So I usually hook it up to the truck on the hitch there and have it ready to go out Saturday morning for her. She's been hauling it herself, taking it around, and it's been a blast. It's a cute little trailer. She gets a lot of compliments on it, and just something unique to set her apart. That's what I was wanting, and it's working. Thank you guys so much for sticking through the whole build video. I do appreciate that. Please like, subscribe, and follow along, because we are going to have more projects, and I love doing this kind of stuff and the challenges. So who knows what we'll do next. It might not be anything crafty, but I am going to do a little bit of a series on this, keeping probably put electrical in there for her, and some lights, fans, things like that. I still got to put doors on the front. We still got some more projects with this, but this is going to conclude phase 1 of this horse trailer project. Thank y'all. Have a great day. God bless.